Hello valued viewers, I hope you're all doing very well. Today we're looking at THAAD, Terminal High Altitude Area Defense. We've had a low fidelity, low detail version in DCS for a few months. You can see we've done videos on it before where we've slung Chinese ballistic missiles against it. But our friend CH has now made a high fidelity version with proper 3D modelling. Hello CH.
Hello.
So that means we need to do a new battle. Now I don't just want to sling another load of Chinese missiles against it. I want to do something a bit more involved. So CH, welcome to US Navy versus US Army. Which has the best layered anti-ballistic missile defense system? So CH, today I would like to do two tests. One, I would first like to do a US Navy layered defense setup and test its effectiveness. This will include a US carrier strike group, which will include 1 CV and 6 guided destroyers, which will include the Navy's 5-layered defense system. The first layer, SM3, with an altitude of 330,000 feet. Layer 2, SM6, maxing out at 170,000 feet. Layer 3, SM2, max altitude 110,000 feet. Layer 4, ESSM, max altitude about 60,000 feet. And Layer 5, CIWS Phalanx, altitude about 6,000 feet. And the equivalent US Army layered defense, which will include 6 equivalent batteries of THAAD, Patriot, NASAMS 3 and CRAM. Layer 1, THAAD, massive altitude of 450,000 feet. Layer 2, PAC 3, Patriot of 100,000 feet. Layer 3, AMRAAM ER, about 60,000 feet, that's NASAMS 3. And the close-in Layer 4, CRAM, 6,000 feet. The setup will be super simple. First, we'll try the US Navy, where 230 miles away we will launch 50 Chinese Dongfengs, that's DF-26 missiles, against it and see how well the Navy cope with it. Then we'll repeat the exercise, but this time we'll be launching 230 miles to the east, where we'll be testing the US Army layered defense system. Before we go any further, let's check out the tech details. So first, the Navy 6th Arleigh Burke Flight 3s. CH, the defense will include 42 SM2s, 16 SM6, 6 SM3, 32 ESSM, and of course we have Phalanx.
Remind people that there is only one Phalanx on the Flight 3.
Roger. And 2A, there are 2 Phalanx, aren't there?
On some of them.
Roger. That said, I'm not convinced at all that Phalanx or CRAM are going to have any effect against ballistic missiles that we're using today, but we're putting them in there just in case. And today's new system, CH has made a lovely THAAD for us. The links will be in the video description if you want to go and try them out for yourself. As ever, you can see lovely, highly modelled units. We have, of course, the radar down here, and what an odd radar this is. I've not looked at this before. What type of radar is this, CH, and why does it look so weird?
It's, as you might imagine, it's only directional at one place at a time. You can see it 120 degrees there, so you really need to set it up where you will be expecting the incoming missiles. But since it has to cover such a large area, I guess it has to do with the strength at one place, so you don't sacrifice too much of it, because the range is exceptional.
I mean, there's always been a weakness of American systems. Patriot's the same thing, 120 degrees or so, whereas Russian systems tend to be 360. Do you have any idea why that might be, or is it simply that America trade coverage for power?
Pretty much, but we also see with more of the newer ASA systems, we get a lot more 360, and with the often fixed placement of them in the 4 different directions. So I think it's changing when we're moving forward.
Roger. This, I'm guessing, is a usual command unit?
Yeah.
And we have a tail, the launcher here, viewers, with 8 missiles. And these are huge missiles. Obviously, if you want a missile that's going to go really high, it needs to be a big missile. In terms of its ability to attack targets up high, it uses, I believe, vector thrust from the rear nozzle, but also lateral thrusters, a bit like PAC 3 Patriot. You agree with that, CH?
Yeah, it's even if we really can't model it exactly, it's a three-stage piece here. And it doesn't have any explosives on board. It needs to hit to kill. So it's a small part in the nose cone when it opens up that actually will hit the target.
Oh, it opens up. How do you mean? You mean it physically changes its shape?
Yeah, first you have the booster in the back, and then the red and the green continues, and then the red stuff in the front opens up, splits in the middle, and it's releasing the small little vessel, which also steers towards the target.
That's amazing. It's like a spaceship, like a
Yeah,
Saturn
exactly.
V splitting down. Isn't that amazing? That you've got that, gets it up into, well, not orbit, but you know what I mean, high. That then steers it where there's no air, viewers, because obviously you need your thrusters at that point, just like a space shuttle. And then
Yeah.
this releases a little mini spaceship which goes and hunts
Yeah.
down the missile. That really is absolutely fascinating, but that's how
And,
you've
and
got
then
to
the
do it.
last step is a little astronaut that goes out with a little hammer.
And yeah, bangs. He sets down and puts a nuke on the thing. Oh, that's amazing. Wow, technology is so impressive, viewers. But it shows why THAAD is needed for this, viewers. You can't just launch a Patriot up there; it won't work. You can't launch an AMRAAM up there; it won't work. You need a specialized system. Absolutely amazing. But of course, it costs a lot. But that's how it is. Next is Patriot, and we all know about Patriot, viewers. You get Pack 2 and, of course, Pack 3. Pack 2 has very little anti-ballistic capability, if any. Pack 3, of course, does. We've looked at this many times before, but one thing I noticed is since the latest patch that you've included a new set of units. Can you explain that quickly, please?
What I added was actually the mobile versions here with the Hempt heavy trucks moving them around. So I changed all that and also removed the older man trucks, which is the German version. So this is the more Americanized versions with all the three different types and stages, how we want to say it, of radars also. Before it's the Pack 3 MSE missiles, not the CRI version, so it's only 12 of them for Pack 3. But that's the hit to kill version we will be using today, but it also has a much smaller explosive. Just I think it's called a lethal enhancer. Just to, if it misses just a bit, it will actually explode.
Now we've learned that THAAD is a multi-stage rocket. I don't suppose Pack 3 is, or does that stay as one stage? Yeah.
Yeah.
Roger. I mean, that's more multi-purpose. It's used, obviously, anti-ballistic, but it's used for other things as well. You can shoot down aeroplanes and stuff with it as well.
Yeah, and even low-flying targets. Yeah, exactly.
Finally, NASAMS 3, we get two types of missiles we can fire today. It's the AMRAAM-ER, which is this. I think AMRAAM-ER is a derivative of ESSM. Have I got that right?
Yeah, that's the first version of the ESSM, not the one we're using today, the first block version. It's the body of it with the booster and all that stuff, but it's the AMRAAM Seeker in it.
Right, AMRAAM Seeker. So is it the vectored thrust from ESSM?
Yeah, it retains all the other features, but they added the Seeker from it, so it's a nice combo.
There's also a Sidewinder version, viewers, but that's not rated for anti-ballistic, so obviously it's AMRAAM-ER. A bit more detail about the setup, viewers, because detail is what it's all about today. When I do these things with CH, we're detail nerds, and this is what we love. So the carrier strike group is not really set out in a realistic fashion. It's set out in what I would consider the perfect fashion for this mission, basically, which is the CV here, and mainly biased defense close in, just in case they need to use CRAM against the target, and the land layered system, which is the first time we've used this properly in DCS, I would describe, is this. So I've used 6 main batteries. The reason I've used 6 main batteries is because it represents the equivalent of the 6 destroyers. Each destroyer is a battery, and therefore we have 6 batteries here. Each battery is independent, or it can act independently. We have a integrated THAAD and Patriot battery here, by which I mean it has a THAAD radar, which will obviously guide missiles. You have a CP here. Integrated within this set, we also have 4 THAAD launchers, which is a total of 32 THAAD missiles. Now, integrated within this unit, we also have Patriot. Now, Patriot Pack 3 can be guided by the THAAD radar, which I only found out when CH told me. This is true to real life, CH.
Yeah, it's a very new feature. It was tested pretty recently, but now it's part of what they're using.
And of course, what we see in Ukraine, we believe, is the same thing. Patriot missiles being guided by other radars, or more importantly, vice versa. Other missiles being guided by Patriot radars. It's great to see these kind of Frankenstein technologies going on. Attached to that battery is a semi-standalone NASAMS battery, because NASAMS can't be guided by the THAAD radar. It's kind of standalone with a CP, a search and track radar, and we have the launchers, which each contain 6 AMRAAM ERs. And of course, we have the close in, which is the CRAM, which you know about, and I've done 6 units connected. Battery. At this point, we have to make some predictions. So, CH, what I'm going to do is first fire 50 Dongfeng 26s against the Carrier Strike Group. Why 50? Because we've actually done this before here, where we found out that 50 is about the maximum it can handle. It can just about handle 50, 60 or 70, they start getting through. So if we think that the Carrier Strike Group can just about handle 50, what are your predictions about the THAAD, Patriot and AMRAAM?
I'm more interested in how the Chinese managed to sneak 50 DF-26 into Bodø in Norway.
Well, it brings yet another interesting talking point where I've made this as hard as possible. I've put all 50 units sitting here. They'll fire perfectly time on target, which, you know, it'd be very hard for China to do this. In reality, they're much more spread out. It's very hard to get them to fire perfectly, but we want the hardest thing as possible. But you're not escaping it. You will give me a prediction today, CH.
Okay. I think the THAAD, with all its companions, will take it.
Interesting. Out of interest, what have you got in terms of anti-ballistic defense in Sweden? You've got Pack 3, I know you have, haven't you?
Yeah. We have two batteries, so yeah, we could probably sustain one
missile. One missile. Hope China doesn't get angry with you, CH.
You shouldn't be laughing. I know what you have in store.
Yes, I do. Absolutely. And on that note, a wonderful tandem or timed erection giggity. Here we go, viewers. Absolute worst case scenario. China has mustered 50 Dongfeng 26 Bravos, the anti-ship variant. There we go. 30, 40, 50 at a cost of over $500 million. As you probably know, they start off as a 2-piece, solid fuel booster section, and then the kill vehicle will break off. And look at it. We're using the lovely new Cola map in DCS, which I am a massive fan of, viewers. It looks absolutely beautiful. Look at that. 50 of those lovelies. Up they go. Okay, that's the kill vehicle. No, it's not a kill vehicle. It's a re-entry vehicle, isn't it? It's called. And that's got its own rocket booster. Altitude 120,000 feet, and they can go higher than this in real life. They'll go up to about 300,000 feet in our sim.
What was the range to the targets?
It was 230 miles, CH.
Yep.
I'm just going to pause it there. It's really interesting because I think we've talked about this before, each time, obviously, one of these is fired, it generates the same amount of thrust. It's not a throttleable motor. It just, it's the same every time. So depending on the range, depends on its parabola, how it's launched, and that depends how high it's going to go. I always find that really interesting.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's go and have a look at the Americans. And they're launching SM3. I've had to use the small scoreboard today, viewers, but I'll try and call it out. Each SM3 about $12.5 million.
Imagine all the dots on the Aegis system now.
Yeah, lots of dots. 50 dots, in fact. 28, 30 SM3. Always impressive, viewers. 36 SM3. Let's check on the map. Set the map up, and here we go. SM3, and the ability to attack them at 330,000 feet, I believe. About 100.
Almost looks like a spaceship.
Well, everything in terms of ballistic and anti-ballistic, everything is just spaceship against spaceship, literally.
Yeah.
I mean, look at the altitude. There you go, 300,000 feet. You can see at the bottom there. Absolutely stunning, viewers. Right, so they're at 300,000 feet. Pause. Sorry, viewers, it's just interesting because, right, the re-entry vehicles, look at that, are 290,000 feet. The SM3s are topping out at 300,000 feet. Right, and 3, 2, 1, go. So, layer 1 is out, 36 SM3 Block 2As, which is all of them. And as good as they are, the ships don't carry very many of them. That's their only weakness. And that's pretty much 36 taken out. A couple missed, 1 or 2 missed, as you can see, but that is the majority of the Dongfengs taken out. So now we're on to layer. Oh, look at that! You can see them. You see that?
Yeah.
Next layer is SM6, which can fire at 170,000 feet. Viewers, that's a much less capable missile in terms of anti-ballistic. It has to steer via aerodynamic control surfaces, so it's simply not as good, and it's a non-hit-to-kill system. Right, can anyone see the carrier group? We're still at 200,000 feet. The ranges and the speeds are amazing. These are going Mark 10, or where they were. They're about Mark 8 now. More stuff being fired. Layer 2 is out, SM6. Layer 3 is out, SM2. 85 defensive missiles.
It's very hard to understand how fast things are going when you look at it like that. It looks like it's standing still, but the speeds we're talking about here is...
I paused it just to talk about that. Yeah, as we said, they're probably about Mark 7 now. And remember, the SM6, the SM6 is going Mark 4, so that's a combined speed of over Mark 10. No wonder this is so hard to do.
I mean, yeah, just imagine the poor CIWS trying to keep up, just turning around.
Just spinning around quick enough.
Yeah.
And pause. Oh my goodness gracious me. We might have got one through. It's always luck of the draw. There's so many variables here. We're going to go into super slow-mo for you viewers.
Yeah. Let's see the CIWS pull a muscle.
Yes. Oh, I got him. There's just so much defense. And this is what we found before. There is, as you can see, 142 missiles out in just a few seconds, and it's taken 50 of them out. As we said, leakage starts to happen at about 60 missiles, and you can almost certainly get a missile through onto a carrier at about 70 missiles. Right, that was the naval. Let's try the land layered system. Right, CH, we go down from 5 layers to 4 layers, but what 4 layers they are. The THAAD has better performance than the SM3, at least on paper. It can go higher, it's a bigger missile. And you can see the models here, viewers. That's a big old radar getting into position. 8 batteries, completely unrealistic to have them all like this, but it's fine. It won't make any difference if they're spread out or not today, viewers. And it allows us to see them all.
How many layers did we use for the ships?
The ships was
ESSM?
5 layers.
Yeah, I meant how many was actually used. It was 4 used. I think the ESSM was the last layer used.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, 4. And Phalanx never got a look in. Yeah, they just never got close enough. Right, we have our erection, our 50 times erection. Is it going to get through, viewers? Oh, it's so exciting! It's so exciting. Absolutely no idea. Oh, look! I've put one on top of a house! I put one on top of a house. Right. Yes, I believe a thing has happened.
So this is the Norwegian payback for everything Sweden has done over the years.
100%. Yep. Look, the one launched on top of the house. Yes. Gotta have some fun, viewers. Gotta have some fun. Right. 2Bs going up. Re-entry vehicle about to split off. 50,000 feet. Lovely view of the, this isn't the Kola Peninsula, this is Western Norway.
Yeah.
Right, have a look at the map.
See some sad action.
First time in use with GR, viewers, let's find out.
That puny NASAMS radar there.
It is, it's like, wait for me guys, wait for me, I can do it too, I can do it too. Why does the radar need to be so big and powerful, viewers? It's because it needs to look at things hundreds of kilometers away. If you need to do that, you need a very, very powerful radar because of how radar powers work. They drop off with the square root of the range or power. So if you want to look far, you need a really, 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 really powerful radar. Which is what
you probably don't want to stand in front of it.
No, absolutely. But interestingly, pause, you won't get cancer because it's not ionizing radiation. Were you aware of that?
Yeah.
You will get cooked.
Not good for your health.
No, you will get cooked like a microwave. I mean, there's so many joules of energy going to it, you'll get cooked, but you won't get cancer. So
exactly, but at least you won't get cancer, but you're cooked.
So let's do it. Let's cook our lunch on it. I just find it so fascinating. It's the science involved in these things. It's brilliant. Sorry, viewers, we have to pause. We are doing science at the end of the day. Right, so they fired a lateral range of interest of less than Aegis, which is interesting, about 100 miles, and an altitude of the missiles 300,000 feet. So, yeah, well within parameters. Yeah. All right, let's have a look at the missiles themselves, because I've not actually looked at these interceptors yet. These 3-piece interceptors are there. Wow, look at that. They're massive. They're 20. Oh, look at the lateral boosters. Is that what they look like? Just like a space shuttle. Wow. Absolutely awesome. All right, off they poop. Any idea what kind of speeds they're going to reach? Well, I can see at the bottom of the screen. Wow, they're fast.
Going up. Yeah.
Look at that view. Oh my goodness gracious me.
You need to look at it when it folds open.
Pause. Yeah, I'm sorry viewers. I know you don't like pausing, but it's got to be done. Okay, we're on to stage 2, is that?
Yeah, but you see the front there, and the red popped off. It should actually have popped
Yeah, and that's
but I can only make 2 stages, unfortunately, in DCS.
right. So that was purely there for when it was in the atmosphere as a protector. What is this mirror? Is that a viewport? Tell me, is it an optical seeker?
Yeah, it needs to. It's a semi-active radar, but it has its own seeker, which it will use to actually. Since it's hit to kill, it needs to actually look at stuff.
Isn't that amazing, viewers? All this tech, and it's basically just a digital camcorder in there. Looking out, that is absolutely fascinating. Wow, brilliant modelling, CH. I can't believe I missed this. I've just been a bit busy, viewers, with being ill and stuff. But wow, amazing. Right, that's obviously terminal now. Obviously, as CH said, it would split off and the kill vehicle would pop off. But oh my goodness, it's doing funny things. All right, let's look at the overview. Oh, can't keep up. Oh my God, pause. Right, here we go. Sorry, viewers. This happens as per real life very quickly. Oh, it's working! It's working! Look, it destroyed them all.
A lot of smoke.
Oh, some made it through.
Yeah.
90 interceptors have been shot. Now, Pac 3, pause! Sorry, viewers. Science is important. What's been fired now? Now I've got a mix of THAAD interceptors and Pac 3 going up. Wowee. Because we're within 100,000 feet. Oh, up again. Right, probably just hook onto one of these now, viewers, and watch the ride. 80 THAAD out, 35 Pac, AMRAAM coming out from NASAMS. Oh my goodness, a wall of explosives. 165, 170, 180. 280 interceptors, 64 Pac 3, 70 AMRAAM. Pause. Did any make it through? They didn't. They didn't make it through. Wow. So in just a few seconds, 220 missiles fired. Wow. No, it got through. It got through. It got through. One got through. Oh, wow. That was so unexpected. At a cost of $1 billion worth of American missiles, $500 million worth of Chinese. Let's go and watch the TAC view and see what the deuce happened there.
Let's just blame the CRAM operator.
Yes, let's blame it was the CRAM operator's fault, yeah. Well, the problem with them is those missiles are going 3 times as fast as their bullets, so that's always going to be the problem there, I suppose. Missiles fire, look at that. Oh, look at one went off. That's the one that came from the roof.
From the roof, yeah.
Oh, that shows kind of how well it's modelled, because you have to launch them at just right, viewers, for them to get the right parabola. And look, the parabola's gone and it just blows up. That's amazing. Look at the parabola. The parabola's probably not that unrealistic, viewers.
Yeah.
It shows how far the modelling has come in DCS since, Okay, the THAAD interceptors go up. I mean, pretty much exactly as they would do in real life. We've got a bunch of misses. Why did we get that? Well, your guess really is as good as mine. It's probably targeting errors. There, as CH will say, there's only so much we can control how these missiles are targeted.
Actually, it's part of my built-in. I can make them hit 100%, but I try to make these kind of because what you can read about this stuff, it's not perfect. I read all the trials, and it's definitely not perfect.
Yes, exactly. There's a percentage of hit, and it is never, ever, even with brand new missiles, 100%. Why?
I mean, it hit to kill at Mach 8 against something coming in at like Mach 8. I mean, it's amazing that one of them hits.
Absolutely, and that's why anti-ballistic is so hard for you, is you just can't get 100% or anywhere near 100%, which is why you have to press the everything button, which is what we're doing now, as you can see. So THAAD interceptors have done a sterling job, but there's only so much they can take out. Layer 2. Pac 3 going in, doing a brilliant job. Now, we're low down at this point, viewers. I can't read the altitude, 50,000 feet. So we're within air. So Pac 3, they're a good chance of probability of kill. And then we're all the way, look how fast they're coming down. They're Mark 8 still. Oh, my God. Then we've got just a mixture of everything. Now, I'm going to zoom in and try and find out really what happened here. Let's slow down. Now, here's your problem. When you've left it this late, The layers of the naval, I'm watching for this for the first time as well, the layers of the naval were much better. The SM3 was fired at 300,000 feet, great. SM6, 170,000 feet, SM2, 100,000 feet. They were much more spread out.
We are lacking the SM6 equivalent.
And PAC-3 is only firing at about 90,000 feet, or actually more about 80,000 feet I saw, which again is realistic. So you need that one between THAAD and Patriot to be truly effective against this.
And that would be the PAC-2, but it's not suitable for this, but it's the correct range and so.
Yeah, but it's just not suitable for this. It's not a hit to kill. It's not, All right. And look, you can launch all the things in the world, but it's too late. And if it's too late, you just haven't got another chance to fire, and something is going to get through, and something has got through. We missed that in the video. That's the importance of these replays. Now, as good as they are, viewers, there's only so much they can do. I'd say 3 or 4 got through there.
Yeah.
5. That's it, viewers.
We would have needed more, a better kill percentage on the THAAD. I'm going to look into that, but because I think we should have hit a couple more of them. Yeah,
I mean, it's just so much going on here, viewers. It's so hard to analyze, but of course we'll go back and look at it. But one little caveat I've got to make, viewers, is that the ships, when we use the ships, Aegis is not modeled perfectly, but I would say pretty well. Our land modelling, because DCS isn't made for THAAD and stuff like that, the land modelling of the land radar isn't as good as the real modelling of the real land radar. They would do a bit better at divvying up targets and stuff like that. And we don't have that capability, and CH just doesn't have enough access to do that. So it's always going to be hamstrung as well by the ability to target, although it looked fairly good, but again the layering just wasn't as good as the Navy.
We should have some sort of IADS umbrella that would actually work much better to have all these resources cooperating better, like the ships, as you mentioned. They are very better tuned batteries with all the layers.
Yes, that's really important, because I know you're going to get angry and say, but that's, we have restrictions, but I still think that was really bloody well done. Remember, worst case scenario, it will probably never happen. You're never going to have 50 missiles right next to each other, but we like to make things as hard as possible. As you can see, we just got some through. Brilliant.
And not any missile. I mean, the DF-26, 50 of these, they are pretty fast incoming stuff. So
right, viewers. So I really enjoyed that, and I think we learned a lot along the way. If you are going to get showered by 50 DF-26s, and to be honest, I suggest you just don't do it. But if you do, go with the US carrier group. Anything to add, CH?
Nope.
Bye.